Have you ever had the feeling that you're completely different? Or the feeling that wherever you go, or whoever you meet, you always feel like you don't belong? My name is Barn Eriksson, and today I'm going to interview Holden Caulfield, whose story we got to follow through his book. A theme in the book that occurs over and over is the feeling of not fitting in, the feeling of being completely different. As you can see through the entire book, he doesn't get along very well with the people around him. For starters, in the beginning of the book, we get to meet Holden's roommates Stradlater and Ackley. His descriptions of Ackley was that he was a total slob with terrible hygiene, poor personal habits, and is really ugly. Stradlater, on the other hand, Holden described as attractive, but he's a guy with too good self-esteem and thinks that he's better than anyone. Another thing that points out that he doesn't feel like he belongs is when he decided to leave early from Pensy. He did get expelled though, but he wasn't supposed to leave for until a few days. When he left to New York alone, he didn't go to his parents, but instead took them into a hotel without telling. If he would have had any good friends in Pensley, he would probably stay with them the extra few days he had. Or if he felt like that his family and he got along good, he would go home straight away. Interview. Hello Holden, pleasure to have you here. Thanks Barney, glad to be here. I'll just cut to the chase. Can you tell me a little bit more about the book? Oh well, the story is obviously about me, as you all know. It tells about when I leave Pensley to New York, my time in there. It also tells you about my own thoughts and my own memories of mine. In your book, you often bring up the word phony when you describe the majority of the people you meet. What exactly do you mean when you describe them with that word? Well, it's kinda hard to be honest, but if I would describe it with another word, I'll use fake. Fake? What do you mean with that? I think that these types of interviews kinda phony. You don't really care about me or my story, you just want a story for your show. That kind of fake. Stop it, Holden. We love having you here. Now back to your question, please. Alright? Most of the people follow the society. How to behave, which interests you should have, what you should do with your life. I think that's fake. Do you feel like you don't fit in? I don't feel like hanging out with people I don't like. That's it. In almost the whole story you're all alone. Don't you ever feel lonely? I feel lonely sometimes, yeah. But often it's by my own choosing. As I said, people are fake. Alright, moving on. Next question. As I talked about before, early in the book, when you got expelled, you left Pensley earlier than planned. Why? I just felt like getting away from there. I couldn't stand all the phonies, especially Stradlater and Ackley. Did you have any other friends? Why didn't you say goodbye to them? I had some friends, but they were the type of friends you just meet sometimes. They aren't really my type. I didn't really want to say goodbye to them. I would rather not make a scene of me leaving. I understand. Well, that was it for today. I hope you had at least a good time here. Thank you for coming, Holden. No problem. Future. Yes, I'm back. My name is Barney Eriksson and I've got an assignment. I'm going to predict how Holden Caulfield's future is looking like. Last time I spoke with him was when I interviewed him on my old show. That was 80 years ago exactly today. In the interview, we talked about Holden not fitting in. Now it's the year of 2016. Holden having his entire life since he was a child supporting the soccer team Leicester City in England. Every year since he was 20 years old, he betted on them every year on winning the league. Holden liked to go to casinos and gamble, which led him into a gambling problem. Every year had been disappointing for Holden. Leicester never won the league and almost always got in the bottom half. But this year Leicester did something nobody thought was possible. They won the league. Holden, who had betted $100 on Leicester, won $1 million. After being very poor almost entirely of his life, now gave him the peace he needed. He did leave his depressing apartment in New York City and left to go to Costa Rica, where he bought a house for the money and continued to pursue his career as a writer, alone and in peace.